The first thing that flew across the room was a wooden spoon. It clattered loudly against the tiled kitchen wall and dropped to the floor, making everyone freeze. Ah! Who did that? Mama's voice exploded across the house. The entire living room went silent. Across the crowded space filled with aunties, cousins, plastic chairs, and the smell of pepper soup, Daniel Whitmore blinked slowly, like a man who had just been dropped into another universe. Zara wanted the ground to swallow her. Her mother was standing in the kitchen doorway with a ladle in one hand and a furious look in her eyes. Who touched my pot? No one spoke. Daniel leaned toward Zara and whispered nervously, Is this normal? Zara forced a smile that looked more like pain. Welcome to meeting my family. Daniel had always said he loved Zara's culture, not just liked it, loved it. When they first met 2 years earlier at a university event in London, he had been fascinated the moment he learned she was Nigerian. Oh, wow, he had said, eyes lighting up. Nigeria. That's amazing. He said it like someone discovering a rare treasure. At first, Zara thought it was sweet. Daniel asked endless questions. What languages do you speak? What food do you eat? Tell me about Nigerian weddings. He even tried saying Yoruba phrases with an exaggerated accent that made Zara laugh. I want to visit Nigeria someday, he had told her once. I want to experience the culture properly. He said it proudly, like a badge, like loving her culture made him a good person. Zara believed him. He followed African creators on social media. He posted pictures eating jollof rice at Nigerian restaurants with captions like, best food in the world. He told his friends, African culture is so rich, so vibrant. Sometimes he said it so often it almost sounded like a performance. But Zara ignored that thought. Because Daniel was kind, he was thoughtful, he remembered small details about her. When she talked about missing home, he would hold her hand and say softly, I love where you come from. It made you who you are. Those words melted her heart every time, which is why this trip meant so much. After 2 years together, Zara had finally invited Daniel to visit her family in Nigeria. He was thrilled. I can't wait, he had said while packing his suitcase. I'm going to immerse myself in the culture. Zara had laughed. Immersing might be harder than you think. Daniel waved it off confidently. How hard can it be? Now, 3 days into the visit, he was learning exactly how hard. The Whitmore confidence had begun cracking the moment they landed at the airport in Lagos. The humidity hit him like a wall. Oh my God, Daniel muttered, wiping his forehead. Is it always this warm? Zara laughed. It's Nigeria. Outside the airport, chaos reigned. Car horns, vendors shouting, suitcases rolling. Daniel turned in slow circles like someone trying to process too many things at once. This is lively. That's one word for it, Zara said. Then came the drive. Daniel gripped the car door as motorcycles weaved through traffic. Are traffic laws optional here? He shouted. Zara's cousin Tunde laughed from the driver's seat. Relax, my brother. You'll reach your destination. I would like to reach it alive, Zara giggled. At first, Daniel treated everything like an adventure. He took photos of street markets. He tried suya from a roadside vendor. He even danced awkwardly when Zara's cousins dragged him into a living room dance circle. Everyone liked him, mostly. But by the third day, the cracks began showing. It started with small things, like when Mama asked him to greet elders properly. Daniel, Zara whispered gently, you should kneel slightly when greeting Mama's older sister. Daniel looked confused. Kneel, just slightly. It's respectful. He hesitated, then awkwardly bent halfway. Mama's sister watched him with a neutral face. Later Daniel whispered, that felt medieval. Zara frowned. It's tradition. I know, he said quickly. I'm just not used to it. Then there was the food. Mama served pounded yam and egusi soup. Daniel stared at it like it might attack him. You eat it with your hands, Zara explained. With my hands. Yes! He tried, poorly. The yam slipped from his fingers and dropped into the soup with a splash. Her cousins burst out laughing. Daniel forced a laugh too, but his smile was tight. I feel like a toddler. You'll learn, Zara said. But Daniel didn't look convinced. The biggest shift came during the family dinner that evening. The house was full. Aunties, uncles, neighbors who had somehow become family. Everyone wanted to meet Zara's foreign boyfriend. Daniel sat in the center of attention. So Daniel, Uncle Kunle said, leaning forward, what do you do? I'm a marketing consultant. Ah, someone clapped. Another auntie asked, do your parents know you are dating a Nigerian girl? Daniel smiled. Yes, of course. And they are happy? They support me. Zara noticed the hesitation. Her stomach tightened. Mama placed a plate of pepper soup in front of him. Eat. Daniel tasted it. Immediately his eyes watered. It's spicy. The room erupted in laughter. Mama shook her head. This one is mild. Daniel forced another bite, then another. Sweat dripped down his face. Zara whispered, You can stop if it's too much. No, he whispered back. I want to show respect. For a moment, she felt proud. Maybe he really was trying. Then, Auntie BC asked the question that changed everything. Daniel, what do you love most about Nigerian culture? Daniel brightened immediately. Oh, so many things. He sat up straighter. I love the vibrancy, the music, the fashion. Everyone nodded. Encouraged, Daniel continued, and the food is incredible. Mama smiled slightly, and I admire the sense of community. Still good. Zara relaxed. Then Daniel added something that made the air shift. But I think sometimes traditions can hold people back. The room went quiet. Zara blinked. What do you mean? Uncle Cunley asked slowly. Daniel shrugged casually. Well, things like the kneeling to greet elders or strict family expectations. His tone was light, like he was offering a harmless observation. But younger generations deserve more freedom. Zara felt heat rising in her chest. Mama's face became unreadable. Auntie BC raised an eyebrow. And in your culture, she asked calmly, young people always behave well? Daniel laughed. Not always, but we try to be more progressive. Zara kicked him gently under the table. He ignored it. I mean, no offense, Daniel continued. I just think culture should evolve. Silence. Then Mama spoke quietly. Every culture evolves. Daniel nodded eagerly. Exactly. But, Mama added slowly, outsiders should be careful when judging. The tension became thick. Daniel shifted in his seat. I'm not judging. I'm just saying what I believe. Zara wanted to disappear. After dinner, she pulled him aside. What was that? Daniel frowned. What? You basically criticized my family's traditions at the dinner table. I didn't criticize them, he said defensively. I was having a discussion with my parents. They asked my opinion. Zara rubbed her forehead. You don't understand how disrespectful that sounded. Daniel sighed. I thought your family appreciated honesty. They do. Then what's the problem? The problem, Zara said quietly, is that you talk about loving my culture, but the moment it's not convenient for you, you start analyzing it like a sociology project. Daniel stared at her. That's unfair. Is it? I've been nothing but supportive of your culture. You like the fun parts, Zara snapped. The music, the food, the Instagram posts. Daniel's jaw tightened. That's not true. Then why do you look uncomfortable every time something is actually cultural? He opened his mouth, closed it. That silence said everything. The next morning, things got worse. Mama asked Daniel to accompany Zara to the local market. Buy ingredients, she said. Daniel agreed enthusiastically. How hard can a market trip be? Very hard. The market was loud, crowded, hot. Vendors shouted prices. Women balanced baskets on their heads. Daniel clutched Zara's hand like a lifeline. Are we supposed to bargain? Yes. How? You argue. I'm British. We don't argue about prices. You're Nigerian today. He tried. Badly. A vendor told him a price. Daniel immediately agreed. Zara groaned. You just paid triple. Triple? Nearby women laughed. One said loudly, Oyinbo Dawn arrived market. Daniel looked confused. What did she say? She said the foreigner has arrived. He sighed. I feel like a walking tourist attraction. You are. By the time they got home, Daniel looked exhausted. Mama inspected the groceries. You paid too much. Daniel looked embarrassed. I'm learning. Mama nodded slowly. Learning requires humility. The comment stung. Later that evening, another argument exploded. It started when Zara's younger cousin asked Daniel a simple question. Will you marry my sister? The whole room laughed. Daniel laughed too. But then he said something that made Zara freeze. Well, marriage is complicated. Her cousin tilted his head. Why? Daniel shrugged. Different cultures can be challenging long term. The laughter faded. Zara stared at him. What does that mean? I'm just being realistic. Realistic about what? Daniel sighed. Zara, your family is wonderful, but this environment is intense. Intense, yes. He gestured around the noisy room filled with relatives, everyone involved in everything, expectations, traditions. That's family. I know, but it's a lot. Zara's voice dropped. You said you loved it. I love parts of it. That word hit like a slap. Parts. Which parts don't you love? she asked quietly. Daniel hesitated. Then he said the worst thing possible. I guess the parts that expect me to change who I am. The room had gone silent again. Mama stood slowly. Her voice was calm. Daniel? Yes. You say you love our culture? I do. But you seem surprised that culture includes people. Daniel looked confused. Mama continued. Culture is not food, or music, or clothes. She gestured toward the family gathered in the room. Culture is responsibility, respect, community. Daniel swallowed. I respect that. Do you? The question hung in the air. Zara felt tears burning behind her eyes. For the first time since they arrived, Daniel looked uncertain. I didn't mean to offend anyone, Mama nodded slowly. Intent and impact are different things. No one spoke after that. Later that night, Zara sat alone on the porch. The air was warm. Crickets chirped in the distance. Daniel walked outside. Can we talk? She didn't answer immediately. Finally, she said, Sure. He sat beside her. I messed up today. Yes. I didn't realize how my words sounded. Zara looked at him. That's the problem. What? You didn't realize. Daniel ran a hand through his hair. I thought loving your culture meant appreciating it. It also means respecting it. I do respect it. Do you respect the people who live it? That question landed heavily. Daniel didn't answer right away. After a long silence, he said quietly, I think I like the idea of your culture. Zara's chest tightened. But the reality is more complicated. Yes, she nodded slowly. That's honest, at least. I don't want to lose you over this. You might. His face fell. Is there any way to fix it? Zara looked toward the house where her family's laughter drifted through the open windows. This is my world, she said softly. I can't separate my culture from my family. Daniel nodded slowly. I'm starting to understand that. Another long silence passed. Then Daniel asked something vulnerable. Do you think your family hates me? Zara actually laughed a little. No? Really? They're just watching. Watching? To see if you're genuine. Daniel exhaled. And am I? Zara studied him carefully. That depends. On what? On whether you're willing to learn instead of analyze. Daniel nodded slowly. I can try. Inside the house, Mama's voice called out. Zara? Yes, Mama. Bring your boyfriend. We are playing games. Daniel groaned softly. What kind of games? Zara smiled. You'll see. He stood reluctantly. All right. As they walked back inside, Daniel whispered nervously, Be honest. Yes? Is there any chance another spoon might get thrown tonight? Zara laughed. With my family? Yes, always. And for the first time since arriving, Daniel laughed too.